Well, if you have to use an ambulance in the future, the ride could cost you less, and it's all due to a new law here in Indiana. News 8's Garrett Bergquist explains.
Private companies provide about half of the ambulance services in Indiana, and that includes 911 services in some of the rural areas. And they say recent changes to insurance reimbursements were leaving them high and dry.
There's trauma equipment.
It's the beginning of another shift at TransCare Ambulance. These EMTs and paramedics, like Scott Combs, say they'll face the same situation their taxpayer-supported counterparts do.
People who require cardiac monitoring or require a ventilator, they would need us to come and transport them and do interfacility. We kind of take the burden off of the 911 system.
The difference is the money to support their services comes from insurance reimbursements. TransCare Ambulance CEO Russell Farrell says private insurance companies were only covering 20% of the costs.
Patients are thinking that most of that's coming from us, that we may be gouging or maybe we're increasing our charges. In reality, it's a problem with negotiating with insurance companies. It's all the infrastructure from dispatch to administration to education to the ambulance itself that is a $250,000 investment with all the infrastructure that goes around it.
That changed in March. Governor Eric Holcomb signed a bill to require private insurance companies to negotiate prices directly with ambulance companies. Farrell says that lets them tailor reimbursements to their individual needs.
It's a big, big help, especially for these smaller companies that maybe 2 or 3 ambulances in a small rural community around Indianapolis. And if they can't get those patients here, it's a hurt for the hospitals, it's a hurt for the patients, and it's a hurt for the service.
The ambulances aren't out of the woods yet. Farrell says inflation and gas prices could leave him with a $1 million fuel bill this year. But he says it will help keep ambulances rolling. And for Combs, this means he can keep his job.
That kind of ensures, the rest of my future and the young people coming up behind me in EMS.
The new law took effect immediately. The State EMS Association says the new law does not apply to air ambulances because those are regulated separately. In Indianapolis, Garrett Bergquist, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.